Hey, it's hot on CNN now. A man died after being tased 21 times in Virginia. Here's my problem, man. First of all, what in the world is black people doing in Virginia? See, you're not smart. You gotta be a military scientist if you want to survive in the United States of America. Virginia is not a black state. There's a bunch of rednecks, racists there. They don't care about you. Let me tell you something. The guy, the 40-year-old man that got tased 21 times and died in front of the emergency hospital, do you think that the cops wanted to help him out? In front of the emergency hospital, you tased the guy 21 times? So now, what were you trying to do? And the guy was being honest. He said that I just did cocaine. Right? The guy was strong enough after he was doing that cocaine. He knew, he knew what he was doing because he was trying to run to the emergency hospital, but somehow the doors were locked and he couldn't get in. And I think there was a female officer and two males, and they, when you got that power, that uniform, that badge on you, oh my God. My question to you is this, officers. Have you ever been tased before? Have you ever been shot before? Do you know how it feels? But you like to use it on people, right? You black people need to get out of the state if you want to make it. Go somewhere in Brooklyn. Go in Florida. Go to Opelika. You understand? You were born over here. Nobody can stop you from going to Florida or New York or, you know what I'm saying, or Boston, somewhere in Boston, Mattapan, you know? I'm telling you the places, the locations, so you know where to go. Because if it was one of them, a Caucasian person, like they're male or female, do you think that they would tase that person 21 times? They had no interest. They had no, let me tell you something, they had no intention in saving this man. All right? They just wanted to tase him as much as they could, as many times as they could. All right? And the result was death. What more does the police have to do to show you, black man or black woman, that you are the target? Tell me what more do you want them to do? Tell me. All you got to do, if you're bored, turn on the news, and then you're going to see that there was another black man or black woman who got tased, who got shot by the police or got strangled. That's all you got to do. It's going on and on and on and on and on. The cops, they have the power. Let me tell you something. If they knew that they couldn't get away with crimes or excessive forces, do you think that they would do that? They knew there's somebody there to back them up, right? A bald-headed guy with the suit on CNN, always like, hey, he was resisting. He was resisting. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Black folks, come to LA, what you call that, South Central. Go where your people are. Like, stay away from states, racist states. It's a very racist country. Why? Because these people are inherently intellectual cowards. They growing up in a house, listening to their mom and dad talking bad about bashing black people, saying that how bad they are because they look like this. And that's all they knew, because most of them don't read. Let me tell you something. No disrespect to the cops out there that are smart, but most regular cops, they don't really know that much. They don't really have time to read. They don't really have time to read. Think about this. They have to pay bills just like you. They got a family just like you. And sometimes some of the cops out there, they are cowards. They're afraid. That's why they always say, I thought he had a gun, and they shoot you because they're afraid to die. You have to be a man. You have to be strong. You have to have skills. You have to have some kind of street level in your blood to know how to deal with street people. There'll be less crimes. Imagine that imagine a man who's been listening to his mom and dad saying that how violent, how ignorant, how much of a how ridiculous, how stupid, how evil black people are. So now that's all they know. That's all they knew. And they just somehow, they joined the enforcement. They joined law enforcement, and they became a cop. Do you think that when this man looks at you and you're trying to talk to him, he's gonna pay attention to what you have to say? Every time he's looking at a black man who looks like this, the only thing that's playing in his mind is what his mom and his dad and his uncles and aunties were saying while he was growing up as a kid. So now all those things stay there, all right? In his mind, he has no love. He or she has no love for you, because these are victims of ignorance. They are the manifestation of ignorance. Because think about this. If you don't read, right, you cannot tell me that you know more than your parents. Because their parents probably were farmers, or they used to work in factories or anything. They didn't know any better. And somehow he went to high school, he had good grades, and he took the test, and he became a police officer or whatever. Let me say this. They still have to listen to their moms and their dad, because they have to show some respect, a level of respect, because most of the things that you learn it from your parents. If you're lucky that your parents liked books, then you might be wise. But if all they say is just ignorant shit, just open their mouth, saying a bunch of negative shit, you know, because they're afraid of you because you don't look like them, because you know people out there. It's called the fear of the unknown. Because they don't know why you look like this, then you must be evil. You understand? That is the problem in America. In high school, they don't teach people about anything. All they teach you, black, white, yellow. This is a black man, this is a white man, this is an Asian man. They put label. And when they label you, now you become, hey, a black person, and the other one becomes a white person. They're just trying to associate themselves to white, and black people trying to associate themselves to blacks, and separation. And this will give birth to war. You don't look like me, therefore you're not part of me. You must be my enemy, right? That's what they're promoting. Black male, white male, Asian male, Indian male. That's how they do it. It's the separation. That's how you control people. If you're smart, make them think that this one is special. But let me tell you something. The ones that are in power with the real money and power, they can care less if you're white, if you're black. As long as you're doing their work, then you're good to go. The minute that you screw up, you go down. They don't care about you. You're just a pawn. All right? The only thing that you have in America as a white person is real privilege. Wherever, like, ignorance dwells, that's when people gonna show you love and respect, because you look like them. Then you must be smart. All right? But if you go where there are wise people and they're trying to weigh you, they're not gonna weigh you because of your looks, right? They're gonna weigh you according to what you have over here. I'm not saying that the guy who died in Virginia was a good man, but these 3 cops out there are not good people. I mean, how many times do you have to tase one person? Thank God that they thought about the taser, because it could have been the gun. All three of them. And what would have happened? Somebody would come to CNN or any kind of channel out there and say, you know what? The guy wasn't crack, and he was, which is why. See, that's why you got to be careful out there. The less mistakes that you make, the better it is for you. Now they can come with an excuse saying that, hey, I know, yeah, you know, he was doing cocaine and that's the cause of death. If he didn't mention that, what would they say? Anything that he had mentioned would have turned against him. I've been drinking, I'm drunk. The cause of death would have been alcohol. 21 times. Have you ever been tased 21 times before? The doctors out there who said that it was the cocaine that killed him. You could see that the guy was there in the back of the car getting ready to die. If you're a human being, a normal human being. But if you don't care about anybody else's humanity except for your own, then you're gonna think that it's okay that he was doing cocaine and he died. Because he was doing cocaine, does that make him a bad person? God bless America, right? Everybody believes in God in America. I thought sin was sin. No matter what you do, you rape somebody, you steal, you lie, you kill. Those are sins, right? These cops with the guns in the uniform, aren't they sinners? They're always trying to find a way to make somebody worse than the others when everybody is trying to be better. Is that really what your life is about? Is this the world that you want to build for your children? To watch on TV how you were tasing somebody 21 times? Do you think that if your kids are watching that, if they have kids, they're going to be like, wow, my dad always smiling when he comes home with the uniform and the guns. But now if he talks to me, if he's upset, I'm going to have to behave. Do you see the type of thing that you're going to bring to your kids' future? Every time they look on the news and watching you doing something, the female and the two males, if you have kids, the type of violence, right? The things that you do. One thing I'm telling you people, one thing I want to tell you, y'all love to use lethal weapons on others. But let me tell you something. If you haven't been shot yet, or you haven't been tased yet, don't take pleasure in doing it to others, because the minute that they use it on you, way even before they use it on you, you're gonna probably pee on you, shaking just like a prostitute, because you know what it does to others when you use it on them. That's why you're so afraid when you're out there, because you know what you did, you know what you've been doing, you know what you're up to. My advice to you black people in America, please, if you notice that the state that you're living in is a racist state, get out. Even though they say that's the where you're gonna go, where you're gonna live, or Opelika, Brooklyn, Brownsville, Mattapan, and Boston, like, oh shit, man, it's just ghetto. You're gonna live longer. As long as you do your thing, you don't. I mean, you just mind your business. You're gonna live in the ghetto, all right? You have much more hope in the ghetto than to live around white people that you didn't do anything to, especially the ignorant ones. Not the ones that are wise. I gotta be careful with my words. I'm not against all the whites. My message is against all the intellectual cowards. The ones that are afraid of anything that don't look like them. They're trying to exterminate that. You understand? Those are the ones that you got to be careful with. They will laugh with you and have fun with you and laughing at you at the same time. Be careful with those. Let me know what you think.